I am baffled. I just put these guys and gals in their shelter for the night, fed them food, tried once again to give them some duckweed, and it's being totally ignored. There's dried duckweed still in this feeder. I thought ducks loved duckweed. I thought they go nuts for the stuff. When I threw this in there, the geese immediately turned and looked at it, and then once they saw it, they went back to eating the chicken feed I had thrown in here. But even when I don't give them chicken feed, when I have just put the duck, a huge scoop of in there and a huge scoop over in here and giving them nothing else, they just stand around waiting for me to give them something else. I'm really baffled. Ducks are supposed to love duckweed, and yet my ducks and geese don't want anything to do with the stuff. They'll probably eat a teeny bit between now and morning, but honestly, they really don't, they may not eat any of it. The only time I've seen them eat any, honestly, is when I kept everybody locked up in this pen the other day. And didn't let them free range because they kept going next door onto that property, and I didn't want them to. So I kept them confined all day. And then I guess, there wasn't enough stuff to forage for in here. And so they ate some of the duckweed, but they didn't finish it. That's what's left still. So my duckweed's doing really good right now, and I'm not sure what to do about this issue. Because, why raise duckweed if nobody wants to eat the duckweed? Hope you like it. So what am I going to do with all this duckweed? I've tried the ducks and the geese and the chickens and the guineas, even the rabbits. Online it said rabbit food. Nobody wants it. It's doing fantastic. I'm sure the goats aren't going to want to eat it. And of course the dogs and cats. Nobody wants to eat this stuff. Well, that site did say fertilizer, soil enhancer, even compost. And so I got a big strainer, and I'm just going to put it in my garden. I've got several locations I can think of as it grows to start dumping this stuff in just Because I have a feeling it's going to just grow and grow and grow all summer long when it's, maybe it might slow down when it gets super hot, I don't know. But it's pretty thick right now. I mean, look at this. It's thick. I've got a lot of this stuff. So I'm just going to start harvesting some of this stuff. Give it room to grow more and just start loading it up. I've got the hugelkultur bed. I've got my vegetable garden. I've got other areas that I can throw this stuff for, to compost it, make it into soil. So, if it's going to add nutrients to the garden and stuff, so be it. That site also mentioned food for humans. And I know I've seen elsewhere where you could dry it and make it into a protein powder, but I'm not into that kind of thing. I'm not that adventurous. So, but if you happen to be that kind of an adventurous person, the information about that is on the Meriwether Texas Forager channel. He has a YouTube channel and a website and Facebook page, so he can give you that information if you want it. But I'm not into that. So I'm going to go throw this in my one of my garden beds, and I'm just going to start harvesting this stuff and, use it that way. Since I bought it to feed the ducks as duck food, but they don't seem to want to eat it, so I guess this is a failed experiment. I mean, it's growing. If the ducks would eat it, I would have plenty of food for them, but since they don't want to eat it, it's cheap. It didn't cost me hardly anything at all, because I already had this, this stock tank. I mean, this was already here, so that would have been really the only expense, because buying duckweed off of Amazon was, I think it was like $5 or $6. I mean, it was cheap. So I'm going to go put this in the garden bed and come back and harvest some more, and well, that's how I guess I'll use it, since my ducks don't want to eat it.